Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional Tuesday. Today's word of the day is shockwave. Stands for a movement of extremely high air pressure that is caused by an explosion or an earthquake, etc. I chose this word today because, 2023 is going to be a shockwave year for everybody. Rich people, poor people, middle class people. It's going to be a shockwave. And I'm not going to act like I'm an economist, like I'm predicting that, yeah, it's going to be a wave of lost jobs and a wave of this and that and the other. But I'm saying that it's going to be a shockwave of more and more global change and global resets from an economic perspective, from a health perspective. And because more and more people are becoming more and more knowledgeable and there's more accountability. Like, great example, I was listening to the Zoe What show, and he had a guest on talking about, hey, the one thing that they admire about the young people today is that they don't buy into, just because you're my elder, I'm supposed to listen to you. It's all about, what have you done for me lately? What is the accountability? If you're not speaking specific facts and you have no tangible evidence, then why should I listen to you? Because the beautiful thing is, we live in an era where a person can pull out a smartphone and basically question a lot of stuff that is spewed off. So whether it's a preacher, whether it's a politician, even a scientist and whatnot, we can pull off. We can pull up evidence that says, hey, what you said is actually wrong based on this that I looked up, based on the research that I've done. So I can do, because of the internet, I can do my own research and whatnot. Or a lot of times, especially if you're giving somebody financial advice, you better have that financial backing, unless you're pulling up. Because a lot of times, not even with the young people, you can't even just say, okay, I have a nice house, I have a nice car. That usually just translates to, that means you have good credit, and therefore you put yourself in a position where you can pay off a monthly bill every month. But that doesn't mean you're rich. So people, the young people are not impressed by that stuff either. They're impressed by lifestyle. What do you do for a living? How do you live your life? Especially really because of social media, young people have had the opportunity, including myself, have had the opportunity to see people live a lifestyle that they don't have to take a vacation from. And I've seen it from people of all races, all ages, and all places, and just to see the people's growth online. Like, yeah, I used to be an engineer. I used to be a coach. I used to be a teacher. I used to be a financial advisor. I was a professor. The list goes on. And now I do this because I did this. Now I have a YouTube channel, and I make money off of that. I sell products and whatnot. I sell services. I can live wherever I want to. My life is online. The way I make a living is online. So therefore, I don't have to have a regular 9-to-5 life. To the young people that are coming out of high school and college right now, they look at the regular 9-to-5, doing that for 30 or 40 years, as a form of economic slavery. And the reason why, this is, like I said, this is talking about 2023, not 2022, because it's basically over that. But I'm talking about the people that are going to be graduating high school in 2023, people graduating college in 2023. They're going to be looking at just having a job, a well-paid job with nice benefits, as a very, very boring thing. Basic thing. Regardless if it's a six-figure salary, even if you're making $150,000, even though they're not making $150,000, they are going to look at that as boring, basic. My grandparents have been doing that. People in my family have been doing that for generations. What's next? You know what I mean? Like, it's a different mindset that they're in, and a lot of people will give them crap for it, and a lot of people will be like, say you're lazy. But if somebody knows how to make money in their sleep, that is, or is the old school saying, the mailbox money, then hey, sign me up. I don't need, as long as it's legal, sign me up. You know what I mean? It's like, because the idea of just being a working stiff in the eyes of young people, it's not that they're looking down on it. They're just saying, hey, that's not me. I want to live a life that I'm excited about, and that's great. Not a life that I just put up with. So it's just a different mindset. That's how I look at it. So kudos to them, because they're demanding evidence, and they're doing critical thinking, and they're not just buying into the nonsense. That's why a lot of them are like, I'm not going to vote, because if you're not giving me anything for my vote, then what's the point? I go to work to get paid. I go to school to get education. I go online to have fun and hopefully learn something. But I'm not just going to vote for the sake of voting. So I respect that. Because in America, I can't speak for the rest of the world, It's a quid pro quo situation. I do for you, you do for me, and there's no in between. You get married, that's how it goes. You're in a relationship, that's how it goes. In a friendship, that's how it goes. Even when you have kids, eventually, the kids are going to help their parents out, because that's, at least that's how I was brought up. It's not just about the parents helping the kids out. Family's supposed to be run like a corporation. It's supposed to be a lot of give and take. It's not just about the parent doing it, spoiling the kid. I know my generation that's raising the kids nowadays, that's what they want to do. But, I do believe in that old school aspect of, hey, I do for you, you do for me. And that's where the love comes in. But anyways, I digress. Today's quote of the day, rest his soul, 2Pac, says, death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss in life is what dies inside while we're still alive. Never surrender. And I can respect that, because we've all had down times in our lives. We've all had moments in our lives where we're just like, screw it, forget it, I give up. Not necessarily being suicidal, but just like giving up on your dreams, And some certain people have been, suicidal, unfortunately. It's like the DJ Boss situation, which is very unfortunate, and on paper, he was a man that was living his best life. But, his untimely suicide goes to show that all the money in the world means nothing if you're not excited and happy in the lifestyle that you're living. That's why I said, when I say make money moves or live broke like a fool, I'm not just talking about financially. I'm talking about the best money move is living a lifestyle that you are excited about, being around people that you love to engage with, being able to be who you are at the end of the day. Because society does a great job of telling us to not be who we truly are. And that is, now, when you're on a job, you can't truly 100% be who you are, because I think 90 to 100% of the world would get fired. But when you're not at work, you should be able to be who you are, as long as who you are is not like a psychopathic killer or a terrorist or a child molester or a rapist. If you're just a regular person, you like to laugh and joke in a certain way. If you're an introvert, you just want to be quiet, whatever. Be who you are, as long as it's legal, and not crazy and detrimental. But a society does a great job of teaching us to not be who we are, to not like who we are, to not love who we are. And I think you need to love who you are at the end of the day. None of us are perfect. We all do our best and try our best to get things done and get things right in a specific manner, in a specific way. But at the end of the day, be who you are, live out your dreams, no matter how unrealistic they may be, no matter how old you may be. You just never know. All right. So on that note, do the great things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care.